Hi, Eric Linask here at ITEXPO in Las Vegas. We're here at the Rio, and I'm talking with Teliax's Kerry Garrison. Kerry, great to see you.
Good to see you again. It's always good to be back here at ITEXPO.
So, what's the latest? I know you've got a nice, robust new platform at Teliax that you want to talk about.
Correct. We call it Ivy. Doesn't stand for anything. It was named before I was involved with it. But Ivy is a very unique platform for the resellers and integrators out there who have been looking for a complete system to sell to their customers. It offers hosted PBX functions, SIP trunks, complete customer management, all the billing and invoicing. You can label it yourself, you can create custom plans, you set the prices, we tell you what the cost is of a service, you mark it up, and then that's where we make money, is by splitting that profit with the reseller.
So as a reseller, where's the benefit, I guess, is in my ability to differentiate, not necessarily on product, but on my ability to service and to deliver that product and to make everything easier for my end customer.
You're not only making it easier on your customer, you're making it easier on yourself as well, because you don't have to deal with all the taxes, the USF fees, you don't have to deal with any of that nuances of selling VoIP services. We give you that platform that makes it easy for you to do business, and then the platform allows you to do business the way you want to do business. We don't set those prices, we don't set those plans, we don't tie you down to any particular way of doing business. We enable you or empower you to do it the way that you want to do it.
But understanding, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I think we're getting at least very close to a point where the product and the package itself isn't really the differentiator, right? It's my ability to deliver that product to the end user. So how does this help me as the reseller?
Well, a couple of different ways. One way is what we're seeing is on the hosted PBX side, now you can give your customers access to that and let them manage their own services. But what we're seeing is resellers are not doing that. They're setting up the billing and then they're managing all that for the customer so that they can continue to charge for adds, moves, and changes. They can create support packages. You can even add that into our billing and have it being billed by us. You can put in a truck roll if you want and have that all bundled into the service. So whether you want to let your customers have access to it and let them self-manage, or whether you want to maintain that control of that customer, which I typically recommend because it makes that customer sticky to you, you can do that, and then you're managing all that and billing extra for that time to manage that customer. So that's what we're seeing happen, even though the system allows you to do it either way that you'd like.
Knowing that, what do you typically see the end customer prefer as far as managed or self-managed?
Well, a customer tends to want to know how to do it themselves. And the system is so easy to use. Once you show them, they're going to want to do it and take you out of the loop. So it's really up to the reseller as to how they want to do that business. If you want to show them how easy it is and you want hands off, great. But generally, people don't understand how simple these systems are these days. A few years ago, trying to manage some customer premise PBX was outside of the realm of anybody who didn't have weeks and weeks of training or tons of experience doing it. The systems today, like Ivy, is so easy to use. I can show someone how to do it in just a matter of minutes. But do you want to show your customer how easy it is, or do you want to make the money by managing that customer?
It's an interesting question, and partially, I guess it still comes down to what does a customer want? Do you want to run the risk?
They want their phones to ring. They want to be able to pick up and make and receive phone calls.
Fair enough.
Most of them really don't want to know the nuances that are under the hood. They just want their system to work.
Speaking of the phones and just wanting them to ring, what are you guys doing with regards to interop and testing with hardware vendors?
That's a great question. Today we announced Interop certification with Yealink phones, as well as cyber data, paging, and intercom devices. And here at ITEXPO, we'll also be announcing Interop certification with SNOM and GrandStream devices.
Wow, fantastic. That's certainly a very broad collection of devices out there. You looking for even more in terms
Absolutely.
of
I mean, we want to be as broad as possible because, as I've kind of said, we want the reseller to be able to do business the way they want to do business. If they're used to using Polycom phones, we want to be certified with Polycom phones. Now, Grandstream's a great example because they have both their phones and their UCM IP PBX devices. We're actually certified with both because the platform supports both hosted PBX features and SIP trunks. So in that case, we said, look, let's get certified on both your phones and your PBXs to make sure we're covered across your entire product line.
Did you do the same with SNOM?
SNOM we're still working on. We just finished their phones basically over the weekend. So we're moving forward with everybody on both sides. I mean, we certainly have a lot of other ones that are in the works. We just finished the self-certification side with 3CX, and we'll be moving forward with that. We're in talks with Barracuda for CUDATEL, free PBX. So every major vendor out there we are going to be working with.
What do you see in terms of interest on hosted versus on-prem stuff today?
I think it depends on the size. We're seeing the hosted PBX up to about 10, 12, 15 seats, and above that, we're seeing more on the customer premise side. And I think that's been typical over the years. And most of the resellers out there, once you start getting into that 10, 15, selling a customer premise solution is often way too expensive to just forklift out their existing phone system. So giving them that ability to sell into that market now is going to expand their sales opportunities.
Excellent. Kerry, thanks so much for joining us.
Absolutely. Great to be here.